Hi, good afternoon to all those on Flosstube. My name's Maureen and this is my update for end of December and beginning of January. Now, I'm pleased to say that since my last video, I have had a finish and an FFO. I actually completely done it all. And I've also started 2 new starts, just the 2, quite reserved. And then I worked a little bit on some whips. I had, as part of the 12 days of Christmas stitch along for Stitch Mini. Now, I'll be honest, I didn't in the end complete all the 12 days. One of my new starts has kind of taken over everything. I'll explain that when I say it. So, to start with, this is my Dasher. And take a look at him. Isn't he a beaut? He is so gorgeous. Now this is Mirabilia's or Nora Corbett's Dasher, one of the 7 reindeer. Is it 7? 7 reindeers in the sleigh. I've completed Donner, and this is Dasher. And as you see, I've framed it myself rather hurriedly. Christmas Eve. I'll explain why. Because of these little beauts here. You can see they're really sparkly. Anyway, I had about a week or so before Christmas. I had done all the stitching, and I was like, right, great, I'll start the beading. So, could I find my beading needles? No, nowhere to be found. Could I find a beading needle? So I was like, okay, I'll do what I can with some of the bigger ones. It's really hard to see this. Some of the slightly bigger ones actually worked okay with just an ordinary needle. That was fine. I did that. So then I thought, I'll do that. I'll order a beading needle. Then this little beaut here, could I find this? Could I find where this was to go? All the rest of them around here. And it was just so, it just was not obvious. I couldn't see from the picture, I couldn't see from the chart, and eventually after a good little bit of roaming around on the internet and searching a few Facebook groups, I eventually did find where this one was to go. That was fine, that was that done. Then all these little ones here, I think there's 6 of them, and I only had 6 of them. So my cat decides to jump up on the arm of my chair, knocks them over, down the side of the chair they go. I don't know about your chairs, but sticking my hand down the side of the chair is quite an adventure. It's a little bit like I'm a Celebrity, you really don't know what is living down the side of an armchair. So I braved it and I dug out and eventually found them. Thank goodness for that. That was fine, so that was that problem solved. This was all just in the one night. Then I noticed, and then I was thinking, hang on a minute, there seems to be an awful lot of space. It's still an awful lot of space around here. And I've only got 2 little beads, 2 little treasures to put in. So then I looked it up and I realised I'd made a little boo-boo. I think it was something like 1573 and I'd ordered like 1537. Don't know why at the time I thought these little crystals, they were just 2 tiny little crystals. Really nice actually. But I needed like 6. So that was it. Off to so-and-so and bought the right crystals and bought some beading needles. And eventually and thankfully it turned up in time. Christmas Eve, beading done, shoved in the frame. Got his little, he's even got a little fluffy tail. Oh, so cute. Now, all this is slightly different to how it's charted. There's an awful lot here. There's an awful lot more. And personally, it's just, I find it just a little bit too much. So I just did a few wee bits and I think it looks fine. And again, see with this all called for hand dyed, you know, for variegated and silks and things like that. It's all DMC. I actually priced it, and all the beads, actually apart from the treasures, these are all, these are all beads here. I actually ended up, I'll just put it on temperature, just using what beads I had in my stash, because I went on so and I put in all the beads that it should have been so I could see all the colours it was meant to be, and it was something like £40. just for the beads. And so if you actually bought all the beads and you bought all the over dyed threads, and I'm like, oh my god, it's like 60 quid to do one little reindeer. So as pretty as it looks, so I have just, you know, changed it slightly, modified it to fit in with me. Anyway, so he sat up on the fireplace along with Donna. Donna's on one side, Dasha was on the other, with their matching frames. And I just shoved it in there. It actually looks fine when they're both sitting up. It's fine. It's only me that's looking at it. So that was that. So I was very excited about that. So that got put away, and I've no more other Christmas stitching now to do, and I'm kind of over the whole Christmas stitching thing. Because when I was putting out my stuff this year, I have two stockings, one for Joe and one for Neve, and then I have little ones that have trees with their names on it. Again, for both of them, and a couple of Brasconos and the 2 reindeers, and it actually looks really nice. And I just was like, I'm kind of over Christmas now. It's my children are 16 and Joe's going to be 13 in February, and so we've kind of lost that magic of Christmas. It was really quite nice. Actually, there's not that huge big build up and expectation of where it's going to be a wonderful day in Christmas. It never lives up to it. They were pleased with what they got. I got them a few nice things that they wanted. They were happy, and we just had a quiet day. So it was really quite nice. My husband was working. He works in the kitchen, so he gets to work. My brother came up, and my sister came over. Her husband wasn't too well, so he came over, and it was fine. Nice and quiet day. So I'm kind of over Christmas. So I don't think I'm going to rush to do anything else, and I've got far too much to do this year. I've got enough plans. It'll be years before I get to do any more Christmas stuff if I get the urge to do it. So that was that. So Christmas Day though, I started the 12 days of Christmas stitch along. So first day of course is partridge and a pear tree. Now I decided I would just be creative and just match stuff in to vaguely resemble that. So my first piece, I started a new start, which was very nice on Christmas Day. The kids were upstairs, dinner was half done. I had a bit of time to myself, so I started my new start, which was, now unfortunately of course everything's back to front on here, I do apologise, but it is, and it's a rubbish picture because it's black and white, which is totally irrelevant because it's really bright and colourful. But it is Bewitched Park by Leonid Avrimov. I'm sure you'll know who I mean. This one was charted. I bought this maybe 3 or 4 years ago, maybe 2 years ago, I don't know, and it was charted by Love Thy Thread. You can't see that because it's backwards unless you're really good at that. It was charted at that time by Love Thy Thread, who are no longer in business. So I picked up a couple of them. I had this one, and then I've got Quiet Time. They are all now, I believe all the same ones are now all charted by Heaven and Earth, and they're fabulous. They're all really bright colours, which obviously you can't see, but anyway, believe me, it's bright. But it's trees. So there's possibly a partridge. There's possibly a pear tree in there. Possibly a partridge. It was a tree. That was good enough for me. So day one, that was as much as I got done. The first top right hand corner, black, and actually I think a little bit of navy I think got chucked in there as well. So I'm stitching it on, I think it's 28 count Jobelin, which I had purchased for something else, but it came back. I was really disappointed. The colour wasn't very exciting. It doesn't show you very well. It's actually grey, but I was like, oh well, never mind. That'll do fine for a full coverage one. It's really nice and soft. So it was really nice to stitch that, what little bit I did of it, and that'll now go away. Yeah, and one day that'll come back out again. It is really nice. I'd like to get a page. I'd like to get the first page done this year. That's, I think, a very reasonable amount of things to do. Day 2. 2 turtle doves. Obviously, I had to work on Mini Captive, my absolute favourite. I just adore that. I would actually like to divorce my husband and remarry him and wear that dress. It's just so gorgeous. That's maybe a bit extreme. But it's just, yeah, if I was getting married again and I was like 20 years younger, I would go in and go, yeah, I'll have that one. And so, of course, I don't know if you can see, there are 2 doves, one there and, oh, one snuck in there. 2 doves. 2 doves. It had to be done. Didn't do very much on it. Managed to do, I started trying to fill this wee bit in, but oh my god. I'm doing this on 32 count, 1 over 1. I liked it. It looks amazing, but it's such hard work. And I really need to have good daylight because it's really quite hard to see. So I kind of abandoned that bit and then I started a little bit more up here. So I'm going, my plan is, my hope for this year is, I'll just put my picture back on so I know what I'm talking about, is to fill this. I had originally started it, this is the middle. When I started it, this is the middle, so I did this. And then I was doing this for a page challenge for one of the Heaven and Earth challenges, hence why it started over there. So I plan to match up, to finish off this page kind of down here, that's like half a page, and then eventually kind of bring all that together. That's the plan for that this year. Next was 3 French hens. So I had nothing to do with 3, no French, no hens. So I went for something French. This is one of my, so it's Novembre. I think that's how you say it. I'm trying to go back to my higher French exam, Novembre, Décembre, something like that. It's country houses, maisons de campagne, I think it's called. This was, there's 12 obviously of them. This is going to be November. And it was on a blog spot. It was on a blog, and I think it's Maurice. I will link it down below. Unfortunately, it was a freebie when she did it. She did like 12, obviously 12 pages. I think it was like 2007 or 2008. I think they're still on the blog. You can still get them. I'll put a link down there, but there's also lots of other really nice stuff. So I managed to actually do quite a bit of that, because the last time I had just done the border and the top, so I got all the kind of the house bit. So that was good. I enjoyed that. And it's a nice little easy stitch up. So again, hope to get November done this year, and hopefully as part of my year starts, I'll probably try and do another couple of months. That was that. So then we went on to day 4 and day 5 I worked on the one thing. I worked on my chatelaine. Day 4 was 4 calling birds. There's 4 corners to my chatelaine. That was good enough for me. Day 5, 5 gold rings. One of the bits I'm working on has gold in it. It's the same bit I've been working on. So there. Excuse me, my phone's trying to tell me it's not going to let me use clothes. Apologies, big huge fingers in the way. My phone's trying to tell me something and I can't see myself. So this is White Nights in St. Petersburg. Chatelaine, of course. So I'm on part, now, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I think it's about part 6. I've lost track. But it's just these little bits here. So there's 4 of them. I'm on the 3rd one. And let's just see. There's some gold in there. Oh, sorry, the light's really bad. Oh, there's some gold. Ooh. Sorry, rubbish focus. But there's a little bit of gold there. So that's that. So again, my plan for this year is to get the 3rd of the 4th and the 4th of the 4th one done, and then start on the next ones, because then I start filling in all the buildings kind of around here. I actually really need to do some work on this, because I really want to do another one. Oh my goodness, the mystery that's coming out this year, the colours are just calling to me. But I'm like, no, there's no point. There's no point in getting it just now. It's just going to sit there. I want to do it. There's the Moroccan mandala and the Moroccan night one. Oh God. There's a Tudor one. It's just, if you don't know chatelaine, you gotta go and see it. They're just beautiful, absolutely amazing. But there's just so much work in it. I've been doing this for, I think actually, to be truthful though, if you actually just committed to doing a bit every month, it would be fine. but it's just so much work. Anyway, one of these days. So, day 6, we are on to 6 geese a laying. Day 6 and day 7. 6 geese a laying, 7 swans swimming. So I used my Derwent Water, Sunset Harbour. There's water. There's little birdies up there. Maybe they're geese, maybe they're swans. I think that's just seagulls, but let's not get too. So I kind of went with that theme. So I've managed to do a little bit more kind of around here. This is where the boat is, and I think it's quite pretty when I look at it like that now. So that was that. Again, I'm hoping, going to work on that, get that done this year. So day 8, yeah, day 8 was where it all started. I did 8 day, and then that's where I stopped. I think that's it, day 8, day 9. Let me see. Excuse me just a moment. Day 8 and day 9, did I? Yeah. So, day 8 was 8 maids milking. My maids, good enough for me. I'm doing the winter. So I found the whisper thread as I'm starting to fill in the whisper thread. Now a lot of people don't like, I heard a lot of people saying they really don't like using the whisper thread. I haven't come across any real great problems with it. Just use lots of little ones. It's a little bit footy because it does break really easily. But this one, I suppose I should really fluff it up a bit more. I'm not, I imagine once it's done I can kind of fluff it up a bit more, but I'm not really getting the full benefit of it now. Again, this one, it's more in the picture, it's much more purpley because it calls for needle paints floss, which I just couldn't get anymore. So the nearest conversions were, I'll put it this way, which is the right way up. Is that the right way up? Oh God, see, I keep forgetting which way is up on this one. I'm really struggling. No, it comes down to it. That's right, I think. So it's turning out more blue than purple, which is okay. I think it'll be fine. Again, that got done. Then day 9 there was ladies dancing. I did a little bit more on my mini captive because she's a lady and you dance at a wedding. Lady dancing. And that was it then, because in amongst that, on the 1st of January was a new year, new start. So I started Mr. Black Lab from Heritage Crafts. Again, I've had this for a little while and I thought, I know, my sister has a Black Lab. My sister loves her Black Lab. It's lovely. It's Zara. She's a big dog, big pudding of a dog. Anyway, it's my sister's 50th birthday this year, so I thought, I know, I'll stitch this. I'd always got it with an intention of doing it for my sister. I thought, I'll do it for her 50th birthday. So I get it out at New Year and I'm like, oh yeah, great, this is fine. Then I kind of looked at it and went, oh, hang on a minute. Her birthday's at the end of March. This is maybe a little bit more than I had. I didn't look, I don't know. I don't know. I didn't really look at it, to be perfectly honest. I just kind of went, yeah, I'll do that. And then when I got the chart, I was like, whoo, this might actually take me a little bit longer. I was having a bit of a panic, so I stopped. And by this time also, I had gone back to work. I'd been at work in between Christmas and New Year, then off again for the New Year, and then we were back on the Wednesday. So that the stitch mom was like, okay, just no time to do this. Need to just concentrate on this. So I've worked it out. There are 12 rows to it, because it's all kind of different kind of sizes. So 12 rows to it. There's 12 weeks before her birthday. I was like, right, as long as I get a row a week, I'm fine. I'm on schedule. So actually this week I should have 2 rows done, but I'm actually on my 4th. So whoo, it's actually quite an easy stitch. So I should hopefully, I'll actually show you where I'm at. There we are. It's actually coming up really nicely. Now this is on linen, 32 count. It's possible 28 count linen. As far as I'm aware, I think this is the same linen that my chatelaine is on. The piece of linen I got for that was ginormous. I can't even begin to explain to you how big that is. It just goes on and on and on. And I'm pretty sure this was a cut off of it. I've had it in there for ages, but it's a very kind of pale blue colour, and so it works really well with this. So this is my plan. Her birthday is the 29th of March. We'll probably be doing something, well, there's a wedding and everything that I've got to go to, but anyway, we'll probably be doing something that weekend. So push comes to shove, I'll be getting her something else anyway for her birthday, so it's not a major disaster if I don't get it finished. She doesn't know about it. I can give it to her afterwards. Because the other thing is, so that was my new year, new start, and then I'm going to take part in the year of starts on Stitch Mania, where you start on this for 2017, a new start on the 17th of each month. So the first one is the 17th of January. So for that, I thought, oh, I'll start one of my work colleagues is getting married. She's getting married on the 28th of March. My sister's birthday is on the 29th of March. It's not worked out well. And I thought I'll do a little cross stitch for her wedding. But I'll start it and I'll use it as one of my new starts. So, but this shouldn't take, in theory, shouldn't take too long. So I am planning to do, again, sorry, this is all backwards. This one here. Now, in case you can't read it backwards, it says peace and love, but I'm going to change that to their names, which coincidentally are 5 letters and 4 letters, so it fits in perfectly. And then down here, I'll put, instead of putting that, I'm going to put the date in there. So, I'm looking at that and thinking that really shouldn't take too long. Now, this is by Marjorie Massey, Inspiration Quaker. I will be honest and say I have no idea where I got this from. Something makes me think I got it along at the same time I bought the Quaker diamonds. So it's possibly from somewhere in Europe. I really can't remember. I'm sure I bought it when I was buying something else. I was like, oh, that's pretty, I'll buy that. And just chucked it in and left it and then ignored it for years. And then when I was thinking of doing something for my friend, I was like, oh, no, I know I'd really like to do a Quaker heart. And then I found those and I went, bingo, that'll do. So I'm planning to do this one on, sorry, the light's really bad. I'm actually going to see if I can just move myself over to the window a bit more. That's a bit better. Right, so it's going to be on, sorry, I don't even know why I'm showing you this because it really doesn't show it at all. Slightly Summer, which is the fabric of the month by Sparkly. It's 28 count. So it's blue, it's very pale blue. And I'll be doing it with this, which is Threadworks. I think it was a navy blue. The reason being is I know from when she's spoken, I think her bridesmaid is going to be in blue, and I'm pretty sure her dress has navy in it. I kind of asked her again the other day. I was like, oh, right, so yeah, what colour is your bridesmaid? Get blue, right? Yeah, that's fine. So I thought that would be quite nice. Rather than doing traditional kind of pinks and reds and things like that, I thought I would do it in the blues to match as her colour. So this is, it's various just shades of blue, and I'm really hoping this is actually going to be enough for it. I think it should be. I think this is 20 yards, and I've only used Threadworks once before. The reason I bought it was because I'm using it for, I've got West End embroidery tile, which is the canvas work, and it uses one of the Threadworks. Oh my god, it's just coming up so nice. I really want to get, now I talk about one. Oh, I want to do that again. So I thought, oh, I'm going to go and buy another piece for this one. So that's the plan for my January start. For the rest of the year, I haven't actually decided yet what to do. I've got, I think in the last year or so I had taken, I'm not one for keeping fabric. I don't have stash. I just tend to buy fabric as and when I need it. And then I've had various kind of cut-offs. So at some point over the last few years, I have allocated, I'd looked at what fabric I had left, looked at patterns I had and matched some of them up, and then sat them away in the cupboard. So I've kind of dug them out and thought, right, potential new starts, because I've already got the fabric, I might as well start these. So for instance, like my Mirabilia Maidens of the Seasons, I've got winter. I bought one bit of fabric so that autumn and winter would match. So I'll probably start that. I have another Love Life thread. I've got a Spanish sampler from somewhere. That's going to be done black. But I'm kind of focused at the moment. I'm like, oh my God, all I can think about is doing this Black Lab and starting this and having both these done for March. So that's all I'm pretty much going to focus on up until March. And then I can think again for the rest of the year. It's like, oh my God, why do I do this to myself? Again, like I said, Black Lab, it can wait. My sisters can wait. The wedding one I really need to get done because I really need to give that to her when she gets married. So that's me for January, February. So a February new start will probably be, it might just be one of the little cottages, the little country houses, just as a quick start. It's a February one, and then I'll do the full coverage. I'm going to do the full coverage day as well. I'll carry on for that for the rest of the year on the 5th full coverage day, just so I've got something else to do, because I'm not used to this stitching on one thing at a time, and it's like, really? And there's a lot of blacks and greys in my little lab, so I'll be looking for I need something else to do. So that's pretty much it. That's me. I'm pretty kind of done up until March, and then I can get back to my selfish stitching. All for me. And yeah, I think that's it. I'm just trying to think if there's anything else I needed to say. I just had put wee notes. Sorry, I'm just going to look at my laptop and put wee notes. Yep, I talked about Vanish, Christmas, new start. Yeah, that's pretty much it. So, thank you very much if you're still watching. Thanks very much, and I will probably be back in February. Probably back in about a month's time, and hopefully I've made a good bit of progress on my doggy and made a start on my Quaker Heart and anything else that's taken my fancy, and hopefully I've managed to resist doing anything else. I've not bought anything. I've been really good not bought anything. I haven't bought any other patterns. Just my fabric from Sparkly's, my fabric of the month. And that's it. So, thank you very much again for watching, and au revoir.